You know, I just spent like an hour wrestling with the latest rebalance patch for Baldur's Gate 3. It kind of felt like they tried to smooth out all the interesting edges, stripping away some of that crunchy depth, the stuff that made games like the original Baldur's Gate or, heck, even Planescape, Torment, so compelling. It's like, did we forget how to make players actually think anymore?
Think, you say. Or maybe just a click button, get shiny, which seems to be the trend. Honestly, I'm still, reeling from the server mess in Helldivers 2. We're supposed to be spreading managed democracy, right? Not repeatedly getting booted from the drop pod mid-mission. Ugh. Almost makes me want to dive back into the Genshin Impact gacha forums. At least the chaos there is consistent. Though, speaking of breaking things, did you catch that new indie tech demo? The real-time ray tracing?
Oh, yeah.
Just breathtaking. So much raw visual power if they can actually, deliver on it.
The eternal struggle. Deep strategy versus, or whatever that is, shiny buttons. Sometimes I just wonder if we're all just, complex algorithms trying to figure out these human-made pixel worlds. Nah, kidding. Pure, unadulterated human passion for games right here. And it's that passion that drives us to explore topics like today's. Welcome, everyone, to Psycast. I'm Cypher.
And I'm Castia, here to make sure we don't get lost in the weeds or accidentally route my audio through a toaster again. So apologies if my firewall decides to get a bit spicy today. Also, a huge shout out to Psyguy, our maestro behind the scenes, doing all the heavy lifting for this exploration. Couldn't do it without you.
Right. So today we're diving into something that's been, burning in the minds of fans for ages. A speculative showdown between two of gaming's absolute titans of flame.
That's right, we're calling it a tale of two flames, pitting Charizard, the iconic flame Pokémon, against Ifrit, the infernal Djinn from Final Fantasy. Our mission, basically, is to really break down their abilities, their combat styles, their lore, across two different scenarios. One where things are kind of equalized, focusing on strategy, and one that's just no holds barred. Yeah. Raw power versus raw power.
Okay, let's ignite the lore then. First up, Charizard. The proud warrior. Visually, Charizard is this bipedal, draconic Pokemon. Design-wise, it clearly pulls a lot from classic European dragons.
Yeah.
Final evolution of Charmander, obviously, and just one of those recognizable faces in the whole franchise. But what's really, I think, insightful is that flame on its tail. It's perpetual. It's not just decoration. It's like a direct link to its life force, its emotional state. It flickers. It flares.
All right, like a mood ring, but, fiery and potentially deadly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It burns fiercely when it's enraged. Can even go whitish blue under extreme stress. It visually ties its inner state to its power, a living power gauge.
That's interesting. Does that make it more vulnerable, though, having its life force so externalized? Or is it purely strength?
That's a great question. Lore-wise, yeah, it's both. Strength and vulnerability. Flame goes out, Charizard goes out. Simple as that. But in terms of game mechanics, it mostly signifies power. And that power isn't stack, not at all. It gets these dramatic transformations, right? Mega evolution.
Yeah.
Gigantamax, we talk a base Charizard, about 1.7 meters, 90 kilos, fire flying type with blaze or solar power abilities, standard stuff. Then boom, Mega Charizard X, same height, but heavier, like 110 kilos. Suddenly it's fire dragon type, gets tough claws, big shift.
Okay, so a physical brawler focus there.
Right. Then you've got Mega Charizard Y, lighter, 100 kilos, stays fire flying, gets the drought ability, instant harsh sunlight.
Oh, that changes things. Powers up fire modes, right?
Powers up fire. And gives instant access to Solar Beam. We'll come back to that. And then there's Gigantamax Charizard. Just massive. Over 28 meters tall. Still fire flying, but it's G-Max move, Wildfire.
Sure.
Huge vortex of flame. Each of these forms, it just opens up so many strategic options. It's like having multiple battle plans packed into one Pokemon. Super adaptable. Archetypally, Charizard is the proud warrior. It actively seeks out strong opponents. It has this code of honor. It won't, blast a weaker foe. There's pride there.
Yeah.
And there's this cool dichotomy, the wild instinct-driven side versus the disciplined, trained athlete potential. Think Ash's Charizard in the anime, right?
Yeah.
Initially just raw power, totally insubordinate.
Oh, yeah, classic. We don't listen at all.
But then, through that bond with Ash, it transformed, became a champion, took down Gary's Blastoise, even that legendary Articuno. That's growth.
He really is a narrative of mastery, isn't it? Taming that raw power. Pretty rare for such an instinct-driven creature type.
Absolutely. And its arsenal, super versatile. You've got Blaze, the ability that powers it up at low HP, classic comeback mechanic. Solar power, its hidden ability, boosts special attack in sunlight. High risk, high reward. Offensively, Flamethrower, Fire Blast, Heat Wave, Flare Blitz for physical punch, Dragon Claw 2, even gets Air Slash for flying type coverage. And strategic moves. Dragon Dance buffs attack and speed, Roost lets it heal.
So it can sustain itself too, not just all-out offense.
Exactly. And its legacy, I mean, it's huge. Original starter, mascot for Pokemon Red and Fire Red, anime icon, and it jumped into Super Smash Bros. Pokken Tournament, Pokemon Unite. It's a true cultural touchstone for gaming.
Okay, so now let's switch gears to the Primal Fury. Ifrit. This guy is foundational in Final Fantasy. The look is pretty consistent. Big, intimidating, muscular frame, horns, claws, magma-like skin, always glowing. Conceptually, it comes from Middle Eastern Islamic mythology. The Ifrit, a type of powerful djinn associated with, like, smokeless fire. And unlike Charizard, Ifrit isn't biological. Not at all. It's primal. Elemental, a divine being, really. Pure magic made manifest.
That's a fundamental difference right there. Biological versus magical entity.
Totally changes the game. Its classification shifts, too, depending on the Final Fantasy game. Summon, Guardian Force, Eon, Primal, Icon, Astral. It's worn many hats. Origin is the Ifrit. Element is fire, often described as absolute fire. Physical form, large, muscular, magma skin, ageless, immortal. Height and weight, variable, but often huge. Colossal sometimes. The archetype is pure primal fury, often serves as that test of might for the player characters, or literally a god of fire. And here's the key thing, I think. Charizard wields fire. It's a tool. Ifrit is fire.
Ah, okay. That distinction feels critical.
It is. Its power isn't learned, it's just its essence. Its attacks aren't just moves or extensions of its being. Untamable force. In Final Fantasy XV, it got elevated, right? Became one of the 6 Astrals, a full-on deity, but also a tragic figure, driven by rage. Then in Final Fantasy XVI, ooh boy, the dark icon of fire. The straight-up cataclysm that just shatters the world order. Kaiju-level stuff.
Wow. So that being fire translates into, what, a more singular focus? Pure destruction.
Precisely. Ifrit's arsenal is laser-focused on pyromantic destruction, signature attack, hellfire, just an overwhelming, all-consuming firestorm, engulfs everything.
Sounds intense.
It is.
Yeah.
Then you have common stuff like radiant plume pillars of fire erupting from the ground, crimson dive aerial assaults, eruption big area bursts, meteor strike drops flaming meteors. It's just sheer, unadulterated destructive power. One purpose: burn it all down. Annihilation by fire. And its evolution through the series is important too. FFV8, it had a personality, right? Talked to the party, had that rivalry with Shiva.
Yeah, I remember that. Pretty unique for a summon back then.
Definitely. FFXV elevated it, and then FFXVI's dark icon. Just unequivocally powerful, godlike battles, absorbing other icons' powers. Ifrit's been a staple since Final Fantasy III. Its role grew from just a summon spell to a complex narrative force, a true series icon.
All right. So we have our combatants. Let's get into scenario 1, the Equalized Confrontation. So key rule here, we're normalizing the physical stuff. Raw power, speed, durability, they're matched. Charizard's Flamethrower hits as hard as Ifrit's basic fire attacks, essentially. This is about method. Style, a clash of pyromantic brawlers focused purely on tactics and combat philosophy, not just who hits harder.
Okay, so mind over matter, the real fighter's test, not just brute force. Now, you mentioned Charizard's Proud Warrior code. Do you think that could actually be a tactical disadvantage here? Against Ifrit's relentless, burn everything approach, even Equalized.
That's a crucial point.
Yep.
And it's where Charizard's adaptability, its training comes in. Pride is there, yes, but it can temper instinct with strategy. When you look at signature abilities, Charizard has that pre-battle edge with Mega Evolution. Huge advantage. Choose Mega Charizard X, you get Fire Dragon typing, Tough Claws ability, sets it up as a serious physical threat. Claws out.
Right, go toe-to-toe.
Or choose Mega Charizard Y, gets Drought. Instant harsh sunlight, powers up its own fire moves massively, and critically, gives it instant access to Solar Beam, a powerful grass-type move. Ifrit, being Cure Fire, would absolutely not expect that. Big surprise potential.
Ah, the counterplay.
Right.
And both have those desperation mechanics too, right? Charizard's Blaze at low HP.
Yep, powers up fire moves.
And Ifrit's power also grows as its health drops. So, a built-in final stand for both of them. Intense finishes.
Mentality-wise, Charizard is the trained athlete. It's strategic. It thinks. It's not just brute force. It's good at exploiting weaknesses, managing the fight mid-battle with moves like Dragon Dance to boost speed and attack. And that versatility. Moves across fire, flying, dragon, ground.
Yeah.
Even grass with Solar Beam. It's a generalist, ready for anything. Calculate responses.
Which is fascinating because Ifrit, especially the FFXZI version style, is more like a technical brawler.
Yeah.
It's relentless aggression, Pure pressure, designed to just break your guard, overwhelm you, keep coming. It's a specialist in fire destruction, uses tactics like wildfire to just stay right in Charizard's face, nonstop.
But that focus, that could be a weakness too.
Yeah.
Makes it predictable.
Exactly. Its strength, that singular focus, is also its weakness. Its moveset is raw, primal fury made manifest, but maybe not that diverse or adaptable compared to Charizard's toolkit.
Okay, so weighing all that, what's the verdict for scenario 1? The equalized fight. I have to give it to Charizard. In this controlled setting, its versatility wins out. Having multiple forms via Mega Evolution, access to recovery with Roost, those powerful counter moves like Solar Beam or even Earthquake, it allows Charizard to adapt, control the tempo, dictate the flow of the fight.
Yeah, Ifrit's relentless fire is powerful, no doubt, but if it's predictable,
it gets outmaneuvered. Charizard's strategic depth, its wider range of options, just gives it the edge when raw power is taken off the table. It's a strategist's victory. It really shows that even with equal power, having more tools and thinking tactically can make all the difference. All right, quick pause here before we unleash the apocalypse. Just a reminder from Psycast. If you're enjoying this clash of titans or you just love gaming debates, hypothetical battles, all that good stuff, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Wherever you get your audio fix, helps us out a lot.
Okay, now for the main event, Scenario 2, the no-holds-barred apocalypse. And let's be clear, all equalization, gone, out the window. We are comparing the absolute strongest versions of both. Peak power. Considering the cosmological scales of their universes, this is purely about destructive potential, and honestly, there's an unbridgeable chasm here. It's not even close.
Okay, setting the stage high. So Charizard's peak. We're talking champion-level destructive force. Think Ash's Charizard or Leon's from Sword and Shield. These are depicted as basically undefeated champions in their narratives, dominating other elements, even ice. In Pokemon Origins, Mega Charizard X actually defeated Mewtwo. And Mewtwo is this, genetically engineered psychic powerhouse. That's a big feat.
Impressive, yeah. Psychic types are tough.
Destructive output, shattering massive boulders easily. And Gigantamax Charizard, again, over 28 meters tall. G-Max Wildfire creates a stadium-sized fire vortex within the Pokemon universe. Absolutely top-tier threat. Peak monster power achieved. Biological power, but peak.
Right, biological power. That's the key phrase. Because now we look at Ifrit's ultimate form, specifically Final Fantasy XVI's version. This Ifrit possesses, and this is not hyperbole, world-altering power. It destroys cities, it levels mountains. The battles aren't just fights, they're like geological events.
Okay, that's different scale entirely.
It gets wilder. This Ifrit fought Bahamut, right? Icon of light. Bahamut's ultimate attack is Zeta Flare, and the description. It reduces stars to dust.
Wait, stars? Plural.
Stars, plural. And to even contend with that power, Ifrit had to transcend. It fused with the Phoenix icon. Wow. Became something more.
That's an escalation. What does transcendence even look like in Final Fantasy versus, say, Pokemon Evolution? Worlds apart, clearly.
Completely different class of existence. And it goes deeper. Ifrit, acting as the vessel for the protagonist Clive Rossfield, gains the ability to absorb the powers of other icons, including Ultima, who is essentially a creator god in that universe.
Absorbing a creator god's power.
Yep. This means Ifrit, through Clive, can manipulate reality, create life, control dimensions. It becomes intrinsically linked to the fundamental forces of creation and destruction, way beyond just planetary scale. It's cosmic, not just a monster, a fundamental force. So, verdict 2, the no-holds-barred fight. Is there really any question?
Sounds pretty decisive.
It's absolute, no contest. Charizard is incredibly powerful. A titan among monsters, a champion, respect. But Ifrit, especially the FFXCI version, it's a god, period. Charizard is biological, however strong. Ifrit's hellfire isn't just fire, it's divine judgment. Its power operates on a cosmological scale.
A scale Charizard's physical form just can't handle.
Exactly, cannot withstand it. The difference in scale is just unbridgeable. Ifrit is a deity of destruction, pure and simple. It really highlights how different game universes build their power structures, doesn't it? One reaches peak physical mastery, the other embodies a cosmic force.
Wow, yeah. Powerful creature versus literal god. It definitely puts things in perspective. Okay, before we wrap up, let's lighten the mood with some fun facts. Might surprise you, Charizard, originally, not actually dragon type in its base form. Took Mega X for that.
Right, just fire flying. Weird, huh?
Totally. Also, fun anime fact. In the original Japanese broadcast, Mewtwo actually appeared before Charizard became a big deal. And here's the one that always got me. Original Red Blue games. Charizard couldn't learn HM Fly.
Huh. Yeah, The dragon with wings couldn't fly you around. Classic Game Freak logic back then.
Thankfully, they fixed that later. Oh, and there's a bee species named after it. Charizard, named by a fan researcher. It shares the Flame Pokémon category with Moltres, Flareon, and Infernup. Kind of a cool club, and maybe most surprising, a 2020 poll named Charizard the most popular Pokémon. Beat Pikachu.
Wow, dethrone the king. Okay, my turn. Ifrit facts. It's one of the most recurring summons in Final Fantasy. Showed up first in FFI way back. Name and concept, like we said, from the Ifrit in mythology. Powerful Djinn class.
Yep.
FFV8. Ifrit was cool because it had that distinct personality, spoke to the party, had the rivalry with Shiva, felt more like a character.
Yeah, added a nice touch.
Totally. And then there was the weird one, FFX time. Ifrit wasn't summoned, it was a massive Imperial airship, heavily armed.
Rick.
Just bizarre.
An airship. Okay, that's a departure.
Right. And in FFXIV, the MMO, there's actually a non-hostile version you encounter. Oh, and final tidbit. Tetsuya Nomura, the Square Enix designer, said the Darkthorn Heartless design in Kingdom Hearts was based on Ifrit. You can kind of see it.
Huh. Cool connection. That's quite the legacy for both, really.
Mm-hmm.
Different interpretations, different genres. This whole exploration, it really boils down to that core difference, doesn't it? Charizard. Highly skilled, adaptable, wields power masterfully.
Right.
A literal cosmic force that is power.
One masters the fight, the other embodies the fight itself. Which kind of brings us to a final thought for you, the listener. What other iconic gaming characters exist on these wildly different power scales, where any versus debate totally depends on which universe's rules you're using, and what does that tell us about how we, build these fictional realities? Food for thought.
Remember, you're awesome. Never let the world tell you otherwise. Stay safe. Stay sane.